Hey guys, I'm finally back after 4 grueling months. Why does this channel still have any traction? Anyways, a few announcements before we get into this review. Firstly, I'll be making these reviews in CapCut from now on. This software gives me a lot more creative freedom than that of YouTube's built-in short creator system. Secondly, you might have noticed this before, but I got a turntable. This will be used in future reviews for some pretty cool shots. Finally, some updates to the scoring system. Detail, articulation, accessories, and price will all be considered. However, I can also take away points for quality control issues. Some figures may have some obvious ones, others may not. So let's hope we don't see any glaring ones for the figures that we show off in these upcoming reviews. With all that being said, I'll be starting off the first batch of reviews with the Super Action Statue Diavolo. This was a figure I got during my 21st birthday from last year. Let's get him out of the box. And let's dive right in to some long-awaited reviews. I know I say this quite a lot for the Super Action Statue line, but this figure's detail is absolutely amazing. It looks like a blend of the manga version of Diavolo, with the green belt, couplets, and hair spots being added on 4 years before the anime version did the same thing. Interesting. The articulation of this figure is also pretty fantastic. The ab and waist regions of the figure help give Diavolo a sense of flexibility, not to mention his elbow and leg mobility add a lot more variety for interesting poses. Accessories here are pretty great, but are a bit limited in quantity. Besides the obvious stand that every single Super Action statue includes, you get a few pairs of alternate hands like fists, open hands, reaching out hand, semi-clenched hand, and holding hand. You also get this blood-covered hand that is supposed to be a reference to one of his moves during his fight with Polnareff. You also get this bundled-up sweater, which is pretty interesting. In addition to the basic head, you also get an I'm going to tear you limb from limb with my own 2 hands head. In regards to the sweater, it can be used to recreate Diavolo's reveal, which is pretty dang sick. Also, it literally took me like 15 to 20 minutes to actually figure out what to do with this thing. Now let's talk about the price. $50 to $65 is the usual asking price for this figure. Do not let Amazon or eBay fool you, he is not that expensive. It's not the most optimal price that would make this figure a must-buy, but it is certainly a fairly decent price for what is basically a shining example of Medicos' innovative engineering. You should know, however, that there are bootlegs of this figure that go for around $30 USD, but those are either fragile and are not the best looking. If you really want to get one of those, I'm not going to stop you, but be wary of their mediocre quality. Overall, Diavolo scores a 10 out of 10 in detail, a 9 out of 10 for articulation, a 7 out of 10 for accessories, and a 6 out of 10 for the price. This makes his total score a solid 8 out of 10. Definitely pick this one up if you find it for a good price.